Alright, so tonight's lesson is lesson 98, and we're talking about temperature on a thermometer and on a scale. So first off, we're going to talk about positive numbers, and we all kind of know this. Positive numbers are numbers that are greater than 0. Okay, they're not 0, but they're greater than 0, so pretty much starting at 1. Now negative numbers are numbers that are less than 0, so again, not 0, but -1, -2, -3, we're going below 0. And then 0, it's not positive and it's not negative. It's just kind of its own self. It's that center mark. It's not negative and it's not positive. It's just 0. Okay, so I kind of drew just a scale here just to show you a number line. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have my 0, and then -1, -2, -3, -4. And so I just showed you 0 right at that mark, going this way. We're all positive. When we go back from 0 down, these numbers are all going to be negative. So I just kind of drew that to show you. So our first example that we're going to talk about, and right here, says the high temperature for the day was 6 degrees Celsius. The thermometer shows the low temperature. Now this is probably, let's say, during the nighttime. How many degrees are there between the high temperature, which our high temperature was 6, and our low temperature, which shows on our thermometer? So I'm going to help you kind of read this thermometer because I'm assuming it's kind of hard to read on your laptop or computer. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's try this, see if this helps. Okay. So right at 0, if we look here, this is right about 0. So the first things first is we need to figure out what was the low temperature that shows on the thermometer. So above 0 are our positive numbers, and so we're going to go down into negative numbers. Now, why I zoomed in and why I'm going to help you out here is because it's going to be hard to see the tick marks that are in between 0 and then the big number -10 and then the big number -20, because that shows you the increments, how many it's going up by. And so if you see, I have 4 tick marks in between 0, -10, -10, -20. So it's going up and down by an increment of 2. Okay, so every time you see a tick mark, it's going down by 2 or up by 2. So if I'm going up, I would say 2, 4, 6, 8, and now I'm at 10 degrees. So I'm going to do that the same way when I'm going down. So I'm at 0, now I'm at -2, -4, -6, -8, -10, and I'm going to go down one more to -12, and that's where my line is. So I know it's hard to see. I'm going to draw a line right here all the way across. This is -12. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to find out how many degrees were between 6 degrees, I'm going to put this right here, 6 degrees Celsius, which was our high, and -12 degrees, which was our low. Okay, so we're going to try to find how many degrees are in between there. And I know some of you would say, well, that's easy, 12 minus 6. But it's not as easy as that, because we're down in the negative scale, and we have to reach back up to the positive scale. So think about it. If we are right here, okay, so we need to reach all the way back up to 6, which is 2, 4, 6, right here. So how many degrees are in between these two spots? So I'm going to go up, let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and you should reach to 18. Now, another easy way to do it is how many degrees is from -12 to 0? Okay, 12 degrees, even though we are at the negative. 12 degrees are from -12 to 0. And then how many degrees are from 0 to 6? Well, 6. So then I would add 12 plus 6 gives me 18 degrees. Okay, so I know that's kind of sometimes hard to understand because we have negative numbers, but what we're doing is we're at -12, we go all the way up to 0, that's been 12 degrees, and then we go all the way up to 6. So I need to add 12 from this part and 6 from this part to give me 18. Okay, let's zoom back out here. Alright, the next one. The highest temperature recorded in Death Valley is 134 degrees Fahrenheit. The lowest temperature recorded is 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Estimate the difference in the temperatures. And when we see difference, we should right away recognize that this is a subtraction problem, okay? They want us to estimate. And there actually is a pretty easy way to do this. Go ahead and try it yourself. See if you can find, two numbers that would subtract easily together that you could do in your head rather than having to do a problem. Alright. What I would do, see if you did the same thing, is take 134 and make it 135. I'm only changing it 1 degree, and because I have a 4 here and a 5 here, which would make it easy to subtract 15. And when I subtract 15 from 135, I would get 120. Okay, so there's a 120 degree Fahrenheit difference from the hottest temperature, which is 134 degrees Fahrenheit, to the lowest temperature, which is 15 degrees Fahrenheit. So 120 degree difference. That's a lot. Okay, so that one was pretty easy. And this is your lesson practice. Okay, you do have to draw this. I know, I'm sorry, it might take you a little bit, but I'll explain it to you. So basically, let's say that Josh recorded the daily high and low temperatures in a desert for a week on the table below. So Sunday, he recorded the high, which was 25, and then he recorded the low, which was 11. Monday, he did the same thing. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, so what you're trying to do is you're going to look at this chart, and you're going to find the answers to these questions. So number one is, what was the median high temperature for the week? Okay, now you're going to have to know what median means. I know you guys know how to do all of these problems, median, mode, range, but the difference is trying to figure them out, the difference between each one of them. Okay, the next one is, what was the mode of the low temperatures recorded? Okay, so these are all high, these are all low. And then the next one, what was the range of the temperatures, all of the temperatures for the week, the range of all of them. Okay, remember, median, think of a highway, it's the middle number. Mode is the most. And range, the biggest number minus the smallest number.